Hello, hello, hello.
Hello there.
Hello there.
Hello.
Well, hello there. I love that you guys always do that right when we switch over from the intro. Hello, hello, and welcome to...
They're professional chatters, dude.
They are. Push Castaldini from First Time Chat. Gabriel D. Is Castaldini in today? I don't think I see him. Oh, he is. He is. My bad.
Yep.
None of
We
this
are
is...
at the delightful Laguna Seca.
You have to say it right.
The Porsche. Oh,
We're
that's right.
at Laguna.
Yeah,
Laguuuuuuna.
I didn't prep the sound effect. I'm sorry.
Don't
Wait.
worry, I can't say it normal anymore, so I'll probably just default to saying Laguuuuuuna.
Laguna.
Gotcha.
Precious.
Yeah. You know the top 3 for bronze today? I don't know if you... I'm not sure if you know them. 'Cause, technically, they can DNF. Which means we'll only have a top 2. Or 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, not many red badges out today, so we have placed most of the initiation split drivers. I think Castaldini was in the red badges last week and is in silver this time around. Wojcik was placed in gold.
Wow, it's very nice.
Very nice.
Yeah, lots of changes. So it's all happening.
It's all happening. So yeah, we're into quali. It looks like the sun is setting. In case you guys don't know what that means the race later on, an hour after quali, is should be getting a little dark. All we'd love to see at Laguna.
All 2.2 miles of it in the dark.
Is it actually 2.2 miles?
It is 2.238 miles. 11 corners. The famous corkscrew, obviously being the one that most people know the track for. I really like this track, always have.
It's a good track for racing.
Passing is hard.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's be honest, passing is hard here, but and the Porsche is unbelievably strong here. So it's going to be interesting to see, but I think this is going to be quite a Porsche heavy battle.
Yeah, I mean, from what I've seen during the practice session this last half hour.
No, Mikey, no, Mikey, that was so not right.
That is so right. I love how loud that is compared to everything else. I'm pretty sure I spent some time adjusting the levels and everything a while back, but it's yeah. So Rick Simuli, who has been doing some practice, I've seen during the week, in the Sandbags in car, sponsored by Sandbags, like we've mentioned earlier. The whole track is sponsored by Sandbags. Tiago.
Yep.
We're very happy here.
Yeah,
He loves winning a race here at Laguna because he gets the big payouts. When these boys go off track, there's a lot of sand to replace. So.
Yeah.
So Rick just threw down a 23.6. So for those that haven't watched the Pint for a long time or been involved with the Pint for a long time, that's a very good time. Sorry, that's Melanson that did the 23.6. But Rick, I was in the practice of testing some new equipment yesterday, and Rick also can throw down a time around that. So it's going to be interesting to see.
I mean, I love to see it. Rick has been improving since he started with us. I think it was 2 seasons ago, right?
I think so.
Maybe a little bit longer.
Yeah.
I'm really bad with
friends
time.
Peter Hutch brought him over, and he kicked off joining our series with literally the worst ever rejoin we've ever seen in the history of Pint Series, and since then has really improved. So you love to see it. As I say that, snipe you, Rick. Love you, buddy. He tried. So that was my fault. Sorry, Rick. But yeah,
definitely your fault.
Yeah. Joseph German, where do I send all the sand I pick up after the race? Mail it directly to Brazil, and then they'll transport it to Tiago's house.
actually mail it to Chris, and he's in the hauling business, so he just said he hauled a bunch here.
Yeah, actually, during the first ever M2 Mondays series that we did at New World, we discovered that if you just send things to Brazil, they find their way to Tiago, and he is the CEO of Sandbags Inc. So.
Yeah, apparently there's only like one tree in the entire area, so it's really easy to find the treehouse.
Yeah,
That's right.
The only tree in the sand.
Yeah.
The oasis.
It's just one tree with mounds of sand around.
Oh, so from the drivers so far, I mean, they're all eating the curbs, and it's looking a little rough out them for their rough out there for them. I'm completely. Hang on.
Wow. I will say the key corner is one that Faris, you are particularly good at. I've raced against you and with you here many times, and the bottom of the hill there, before you take the run up to the corkscrew, that left-hander is particularly tricky at night to get it right, and have the confidence to do it in the dark, lap after lap. So it's a particularly tricky corner. We may see some death there.
Yeah, I mean, from what we're seeing already, there's quite some curbs that are being eaten by our drivers out there. Rick, first person to Zbinala a bit earlier. Melanson just 8-1. David a lap ago also 8-1.
Melison's in a Bentley. I mean, he can eat them all day probably.
I mean, his Bentley is literally cuts. Hang on. Let's see what cuts he has. What can we eat from this car?
It's literally parts of England, so it's not really.
Oh, I thought it was cuts.
And we all know England is not really edible food there, so.
Oh, how dare you!
Why did the Discord sound just play?
It didn't for me.
That was weird.
I heard no such noise. So Miller up half a second right now. I think Miller's a bit of an arrive and drive here today, guys. So most of his time is taken up by Rocket League these days.
Yep.
It's technically driving. Hello.
Technically, he is learning how to send the car airborne.
Yes, exactly.
So he is practicing, but not necessarily for keeping it on track.
I mean, technically, it's a car that he's driving around.
Yeah, it's true.
So.
Yeah, I like Laguna. I always have appreciation for tracks that leave no room for error. As someone who likes to spaghetti often, it kind of forces you to do well. So, tracks with basically no runoff, you have to be perfect. One, you dip 2 wheels into the sand here, probably gonna lose a position or 2.
Well, that's because of Tiago. That's the Tiago effect, anyways.
Yeah, if you touch the sand, you immediately turn into Tiago and just let people by.
He's not even here.
Yeah, some definite tricky corners on this circuit as well. Brian in chat there, I can't believe I haven't mentioned this. My household is big on hobnobs. Hobnobs are indeed great, and I like to dip them in a cup of tea.
Did you call me a hobnob?
Yep, you have to dip them into tea. That's the best thing.
So what's up with English people putting cream and sugar in their hot tea? Like I don't understand why y'all treat tea like coffee. Basically.
Well, hang on. Have you never had
cream in tea?
No, you need to try Indian karak. It's amazing. It's tea with milk as well, and it's awesome. There's cardamom in it if you like cardamom. It's great. I'm in the UAE. It was like we had a whole road right next to my university where it was just karak places, and every time we found one guy that had a car and we would just go out, we just go up there, you honk twice, and then the guy comes out with 3 cups. It's great. And they cost nothing, and it's like your entire afternoon there is absolutely fantastic. And as we're looking around, so Rick finishes his fastest lap. It's a 22.6. I'm sorry, that is rapid.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, there you go. So that is a definite silver time. So Rick runs the risk of
Big
bumping
dick
himself out
Rick.
here.
This
Rick
is what
is in
happens when you
the,
let Rados in your Twitch chat, by the way.
I was going to say he's in the Rados school of Porsche at the moment.
School of Porsche.
Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of
Yeah,
Porsche,
I've
lots
seen
of
them
Porsches.
practicing.
Yeah, that all the Porsches are Rados' fault. There was the Honda Colt. We are now in the Porsche Colt era of Rados' reign, and then rumors are the Honda Colt will make a return next season.
Oh,
Yep, I've heard the rumors.
I'd like to see.
I will not be a part of it.
I'd like to see a
I
mixed
refuse.
bag Colt. I just want to see more cars on track, more variety. I'm loving the Nissans. I love the. Oh, we do have a few Lamborghinis today. We have one McLaren. I miss the McLarens. It's such a beautiful car, to be honest.
We have an onboard request with
An onboard
Ryan
for
Brody.
Rody, who is about to take the final corner. Let's go on board with him. There's a lot of Porsches, yeah, this season.
Do we have the standings posted? Can I see them at SimGrid?
Yes, if you're able to pull them out now, let's put them on stream as well.
That's what she said.
Give me a second here.
Oh my god.
We are prepared, kind of. Not really.
That one was for Dylan.
Yeah. So we're listening here to the Mato engine. And I have a feeling
Macho is
Joseph.
the macho.
Yeah, I have a feeling Joseph has requested Ryan's on board so that Ryan gets loses concentration, because I know he has the stream open in the background.
Yep. Ryan will spin the rear end once he hears this.
Yeah, so he's kind of scared of that corner right now, but it's his first hot
I
lap.
almost called it.
Yeah. That's a V8 motor. You didn't know until now. Well, Ryan has the stream
Yeah.
open.
Rados said Rick did that with 15 seconds of damage that lap.
Yeah, I forgot to mention it. I was looking at it earlier, and yeah, when you pulled up the hobnobs, Rick's car was damaged. It was looking rough. Yeah, so a lap coming in now from Ryan.
Meanwhile, Michael Lukey puts in the new silver pole of a 22.3.
Yep. And I saw him going faster than that in practice. Insane.
Don't forget that's a
Insane as I am,
Porsche
right?
in bronze pole, going to be in silver pole and gold too.
These are crazy good laps, man.
Oh yeah. I don't think I'm worthy anymore. I mean, I've not driven for a little while.
Bronze.
I mean, bronze.
Looking at these times, I jumped in and did a few laps as I was testing out some stuff. I think I said yesterday, and I would have been. I did like a 22.5, so I would have been in the mix
Oh, not
right
too bad.
now. That's
Yeah.
with the bop, you know. I mean, interestingly enough, there's a lot of things flying around because the Porsche has got a very favorable bop here as well in this using the LFM bop, right? As we are.
Yeah, Carter
So,
coming around the final corner, 6-7 tenths up. He might barely, just 0.02 of a second away from Lukey's time, and Lukey right now is just even. on
Carter
his.
just do better.
Yeah. Is that? Wait, hang on. Is that Rados's car?
Huh?
He's
Delivery?
Yeah.
No, that is the updated version of Greg's livery.
Oh,
So this
yeah.
is Greg's iRacing livery that I changed to add Bob to it. So he has the power of Greg on his side. Now,
Yeah, I'm sorry.
if you would like to look at the standings, you certainly can.
Well, let's bring those up, shall we?
Rados is the Pepe Cheeto Dick livery.
Oh no, it's broke. Oh, there we are.
You got it?
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're looking at the silver standings right now as they are the cars on track. Michael Lukey, who we were just saying about, is currently sitting in pole. He's leading the championship by 2 points.
Looking to
and-
gold, confirmed.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's looking really good. this season. Again, we've talked about it. I think it's a good track list for Porsche drivers. We have a lot of Porsches on the grid. I think that's been taken into account by people when they're joining, and it is close still. It's round 4. There's a long way to go, but yeah. So currently Lukey leading, Robertson in second, and Barrett in third, who's not with us today, unfortunately.
Yeah, Barrett and Joby were missing today. We're also missing Austin Orr and was it Landon? It was Suti
Tanner
as well. Tanner, yeah.
Yeah. They said that they have some IRL commitments, so they will no longer be able to race with us, unfortunately.
And in bronze, who we saw in that first 10-minute window, Matt Melanson leading the way with 62 points, tied with Rick similarly. So keep an eye on that battle today.
Oh, so that battle is tight, and Rick so far, I mean, if he continues, if he can get fastest lap of the race in bronze, has 2-point lead, and we'll see where he finishes on the grid. And that might help him out.
Meanwhile, Carter did actually just do better, and is currently up 1/10 over Lukey.
Nice. Yeah,
who is on a slow lap right now, but they will have time for a couple more laps here.
Yeah, I mean, Carter, who has just been so impressive so far, coming off a penalty, I think, towards the end of Misano, but ultimately having a fantastic season so far here in Silver. So yeah, definitely one to keep an eye on. The battle at the top of Silver today is going to be really interesting, and I do think it's going to be Porsche heavy, and I think that like Chemo I see up there as well. He was on track yesterday when I was in the practice server. He was also flying.
I was about to switch over to Chemo. Chemo was on a green lap. Jalen Jenkins was also on a green lap. It looks like they've lost all of their time in the final corner, both drivers. Castaldini, also 3/10 away right now, is just even on his best lap, and we've seen him move into the green a little bit more. Robeson just lost 2/10 on the final corner.
Ryan Cody is currently up 5/10 right now. Actually, now 6, 7, maybe 8 here. So he found a lot of time through the corkscrew, it looked like.
A little bit of
so really good lap time coming in. This could get him in the top 10 here. Keeps us up maybe even higher. Found a second so far as he heads into the final corner. Loses a little bit on exit, so he's gonna probably jump up to around P8.
P9.
Ooh, just exactly even with Harbottle.
Yeah, nice slap by Ryan there. Chemo currently up 3/10, coming out the corkscrew.
But Carter just extended his lead.
Yeah, I mean, he did. Chemo here, though, has a chance. He's up 4/10 coming into the last corner. Dropping a little bit, gaining into, so he's fast entry, but he's going to be slow on exit. Classic. We've all done that on a hot lap, but it's still going to be a good lap, and it does put Chemo at provisional pole with a 1:22 flat. My goodness.
That is fast.
Can we give Bruno a shout out here? I know he was having some hardware issues at Misano. Bouncing back with an amazing qualifying in the murk of all cars around Laguna, and is currently in P3, only
2/10 away.
Yeah, 2/10 away off a pole, which is not bad.
That's an invalidation and a sideways Lukey after that corner that you mentioned, Milo. So fortunately for Lukey, I think that might be it for his qualification over. He was in the green. I did see it.
So we have Carter. Sorry, a couple of corners left. It has enough for pole position. He's going into the final corner now. Found 2/10. If he can, such a poor exit. It's going to lose a little bit of time. So he's just going to be just short again here. Let's see. I don't think, did he have enough time to cross?
I don't think so. No, he is pulling aside. He crossed
so it's going to be short.
Just 2 seconds.
To, what you were saying there, Faris. I think, I mean, Lukey right now sitting P4 amongst the Silvers. I saw him do a 22-1 in practice. I think he can I think he'll definitely be challenging the 3 drivers above him. So it should be a really exciting battle, actually, in Silver. Even Jenkins and Moffat, they're right there with him, as is Robertson. It's really, really tight amongst those silvers there. We're talking 0.6 from first to eighth. I mean, this is good.
I mean, only a 10th off of the top 12. I mean, a second off the top 12.
Second,
Like in silver, that's insane.
Brenner
Rick
right
in
now
there just flexing hard real quick.
Yeah.
You know.
Brenner also
But,
coming across
yep.
is barely in the green, so he's going to improve just a bit, not improve his position. I do want to say, I see Pelote on his livery, and I love their shoes. Good shoes. That's all I wanted to say.
Drivers out there. Did you want to bring up the gold standings?
Yes, so let's do that as... who's our first driver? I believe Danny Byston? Yes. So, as their first hot laps come through, the standings on your screen right now.
Yeah,
New Balance
so
best shoes. I like blends.
Rados and Bysden tied on 62 points. So similar story to what we saw in silver and bronze. That will be a battle for the ages. Rados has definitely been putting the work in. So yeah, both of those guys on 62. Hutch, who's not with us today, on 53. In third at the moment. Mike Jackson and Zach Heish sitting just behind him. And then you've got Don, Carl, Joby, and so on. So, I mean, out of the gold drivers, an 18 driver split at the moment.
With a new joiner today.
Yeah,
The baboon
The one and
himself.
only.
The Laguuuuuuna.
Oh, he is in here in the Porsche.
Yes,
Goodness
he's
me.
just joined.
Fresh off of a comfy nap. The
Nicholas Alvarado joins the series in round 4 in the Porsche. I'm gobsmacked.
well, you know, someone has to show Rados who's the actual daddy.
Oh,
And there's only one man that can do it.
Okay.
The man that his wife gave him 30 extra minutes and he basically missed registration, but he's lucky that everyone is nice around here and let him register for today.
yeah. So our first lap starting to come in. Danny goes first into the 21s, and then Mike Jackson takes pole by a 10th. He's not doing just as great yet with a banker lap. Jose Guzman, who was sitting just behind Danny right now with a 122.4, Rados 122.2. We'll see what the other drivers are starting to do. How big is about to put in?
If you want to remove the standings from the screen there.
Yeah, professional. I totally have looked on that side of my screen.
No, it's I didn't know whether to tell you. I thought maybe he'll do it. I was just kind of watching the stream to see if you just flipped it off while we were talking.
I didn't.
It's okay.
I've been looking at my screen.
We don't normally bring up the standings. We talk about them at the end sometimes, but like honestly, we should definitely make a habit of that because I think it helps build the story for anyone watching.
Yeah,
Oh,
what we need to do, and Ferris, aka Ferris, get on it. Live standings updates like MotoGP has.
You trying to make
That
me
sounds
do
like
work?
Now you're adding
If
work.
you haven't watched MotoGP, they have the best live point standings I've ever seen. You know, usually it's like some random graphic that randomly gets updated, but theirs will actually change as positions change on track, like as frequent as on the normal standings for the races.
That means I have to do work and pull up
Yeah, I know.
code and
Well,
do
you know
things.
what?
Ah.
You need to pull your weight for those Lambos, okay?
Rados comes in with a 21.6, so Alvarado's first lap was a 21.7, so insane lap times being thrown down already. And Rados and Alvarado both in the Porsche.
Both in the green.
Currently
It's
sitting 1 and 2, and we'll see what happens in the next 5 minutes.
a Porsche heavy front of the grid, isn't it? Oh, 3 thousandths away from Rados there from Nick, and he's lost a lot of time.
Come on, Nick.
Yeah, I mean, if you didn't realize the Porsches are strong here, in bronze, Rick is on bronze pole in a Porsche. In silver, Chemo and Carter are first and second, both in Porsches. You know, the picture is building itself here, guys.
Daddy Bison, though, is very close to having enough time to beat our pole sitters. He's at 1.5 tenths. He's 2 tenths away from gaining that position. He's just got 2 tenths. It might not be enough to get pole, but he's going to be extremely close now.
Yeah, I of all people I believe in to somehow trump over these Porsches, it's probably Danny. He's very comfortable in this car. He is quick in this car. Really good dude. Uh, I believe.
Yeah, I guess the only question for me is how strong is that GTR here compared to a Porsche when you're talking the highest level? Because that's when it will make the most difference. And I mean,
But
Alvarado's up half a second right now, by the way, just under half a second, currently sitting second, and that's going to be a 21-1
oh my
for
God.
Alvarado.
Woo. That extra 30 minutes of nap time coming in clutch right now for Nick, honestly.
Yikes! What a lap
Nice
there
pass.
by Nick. Could we see a dip into the 20s?
I wouldn't be surprised if he can pull it off.
He's cracked.
He really is cracked.
Absolutely cracked.
Little B Diddy says the Aston doesn't feel very enjoyable here.
That is Austin. He was pleading for mercy to me over the weekend, trying to get that second car change in, which unfortunately he can't do. So he is.
Oh, has Austin swapped cars during the season already?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's basically the Boo driving the car meme, just crying while behind the wheel.
Rados up 3/10. I saw him dip into the 4/10. It might be he's closing into Nick, but not enough.
Still a 21-3, great lap.
Oh, these guys are fast. German moving up to P16, so not really enjoying the BMW here. I think Wojcik also not having such a great time right now. He's 2 seconds off of Nicholas, and so is Carlos Guzman. These two are still going to have a battle together, but Wojcik is up 5/10. He's going to move himself up to P18. No.
23.
23. Yeah. That just shows how tight the grid is.
22.9 at Laguna. Let this sink in for a minute. Anyone that's been here a while. A 22.9 at Laguna is only now good enough to get you 23rd on the grid. That is insanity.
I remember when we were looking at 23s.
Yeah, I mean, in the point one, it was like 23s, 24s was really good. And yeah, absolute craziness. It really is.
It definitely is, and the grid is so packed as well. I don't know if you're looking at the deltas on the timesheet, but there's not much time between P10 and P23.
So Nick had a 10th, lost half of it in a corkscrew. Now lost the rest of it. He lifted.
So Nick has enough for 20.
Yeah.
Now everyone is just quick. Yes.
So Carl up
and
half a second into the last corner here. Carl Big is up half a second. He's going to cross the line. This will bump him up into P4. So a really good lap by Carl Big in the number 8 Ferrari. Great stuff there for Carl.
So if Nick has enough fuel and does not nick this, he definitely has like a 28 or so. I saw him up a 10th before the corkscrew, and then he had like 2 to 3 tenths sitting in the final sector alone, which is just mental.
Yeah, I mean the sectors are crazy. The speed that Baboon has over here.
No one else is improving significantly enough to battle Nick here.
Yeah,
still valid.
I've seen Danny was almost even on his time and has backed off to try and get a better exit on the final corner for his final lap.
Nick found a 10th through the corkscrew. Can he do it? I just want to see if the 20 can happen. He has the time. I saw he had the time.
Danny might put in a banger here. I agree. He's exactly even on his lap time right now. Nicholas into the final corner is improving.
Oh, that's a great exit.
He's got it.
Yep.
What an amazing exit.
And that's going to be a 20.9.
Oh my God.
He did it. Absolutely mental. 3/10 quicker than Ranos.
Insane lap for Nicholas Alvarado, who announces his arrival into season 4 of the Pint in unbelievable style. What a giga, Chad, as the kids say.
Rados actually crossed the line in time. So did Danny. So they both have one more lap here. Danny looks like he just went out of the corkscrew, heading down to the penultimate corner here. Has a 10th. Needs to find a lot of time here on the final corner to possibly at least jump Rados. I don't think he's going to get it done though. So we have Rados who's coming through the penultimate corner now, currently up a 10th and a half here.
Yeah.
Still needs a lot of time to even look at Nick.
Yeah,
but,
so he's also improving on his lap time. Is going to move up a position or two. I see from Rados, it's a fast in, slow out corner for him. It's going to improve his time, but not his position as well. And that is going to be it for quali. I was also keeping an eye on Danny. He was improving his loss some time and just enough to not move forward into taking over Rados' time. But that is scary fast times, to be honest, by all our drivers.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff. Great laps from the whole field. Honestly, really does boggle the mind how quick these laps are right across the field. So well done to everybody there as we head towards the start of the race. And you're saying it's going to be a night race?
It is going to be a night race. So qualification is an hour before the race in game time, and it's always like that. It's just started to set, so it's going to be a night race. We'll see if it catches some people off guard. It has been already set in the practice server during the week, so anybody that's joined should already know.
Chris said that the first like 20 minutes should still be somewhat light out, so that part might actually throw people off more than the night part, because they've been practicing in the night all week.
Yeah, I mean, as you can see right now, 8:33 p.m. in game time. It's a little light out. It's going to be half an hour away to start the race. We'll see if we've
had some really good lap ones in the first 3 rounds. So Laguna is going to be a test of that, as always, especially when we hit the corkscrew. We know how crazy things can get there.
Yeah.
So what do we got? We got 31 drivers on the grid. I'm ready when you are.
Let's go.
All right. Nicholas Alvarado in the 20s. Unbelievable lap. Puts himself on pole position in the Porsche with Rados alongside him in row 1. Danny Bison in row 2 in the Nissan GTR with Zach Heish alongside him. Great quali from Zach there. Carl Big coming in at 5 in the Ferrari. Jose Guzman with him in the Porsche. Then 2 Ferraris, Mike Jackson and Don Belanger once again side by side at the start of this race. Kimo in the Porsche and Carter also in the Porsche at 9 and 10. Bruno Castaldini at 11 in the AMG. Then some more Porsches. Lukey, Jenkins and Diggs at 12, 13, 14 respectively. Dylan Sauer at 15 in the Lamborghini, Moffat in the Porsche at 16, Wojciech in the McLaren at 17, Robertson in the AMG at 18, German in the Beamer at 19, Rick Simile at 20 in the Porsche, then Ryan Cody at 21 in the AMG, Harbottle in the Ferrari at 22, Haslin in the GTR at 23, Carlos Guzman in the Beamer at 24, Nick Cahoot in the Lamborghini at 25. Austin Wall in the Aston at 26. Melanson in the Bentley at 27. King in the Aston at 28. Brunner in the Lambo at 29. Turner in the GTR Nissan at 30. And Miller also in the Aston at 31.
And that is going to be our grid for today. I just want to say Rick Simile puts himself quite a ways away from his next contender. So Melanson has about 7 drivers between him and Rick. So for Rick, this should be ideally an easy win for him if he can keep the position and avoid getting into any
avoiding death.
Avoiding death, exactly,
will
is
be
his priority.
Will be the priority. Yeah. Joey, I assume you'll do the Turn 1 honors.
Gonna do a flip off the corkscrew. I hope not.
Yeah, we hope not. Although,
and I will, once we get through turn 1, I can try and get over to a corkscrew view as well.
Certainly wouldn't hurt. Yeah, it's the start at Laguna is often
Lagoon.
very, very busy. Very, very. It's a tricky start, I think, this one. There's a lot happening very, very quickly. It's not a long lap.
It's not a long lap. It's a very tight track. It's hard to pass, so we'll see a lot of trains forming. I'm wondering if we're going to see a lot of drivers go for an undercut, but even that's a bit risky if you get stuck in traffic.
Yeah, it's short enough to where that pit, the undercut is super strong, but as you say, you can get stuck in traffic and be really, really strong.
Yeah, just in time, Phil Mitch.
High risk, high
hello,
reward.
Whelp.
As they, on their formation lap, make their way through the corkscrew and start to form up into a nice bunch.
So our driver's starting to come around the final 2 corners of the race, of the track. And we are going to be going green for an hour at Laguna, switching into night time. So this is going to be, we'll see if people get caught off guard by it. Hoping all not that much. We'll get a turn 1 camera open there on your bottom right side, and everybody nicely tucked in. It's green. A good start for Nicholas. It looks like an even better start for Rados up in front, but Nick is going to get the inside for turn 1. Oh,
and we have a touch here.
Is that Mike Jackson?
Goes flying off the track. We'll have to get a replay of that after the first lap, I assume.
Yeah. Thank you, Mike, for being smart, not trying to make a bad rejoin.
Yeah, Mike, a seasoned vet, so no problem. There's a lot of door banging going on through turn 2, and I guess that's to be expected as it's very tight and twisty, as you guys had pointed out.
Yeah, Rados does lose a position to Danny Bison, is now fighting with Heesh and Carl as well. So Carl gets the inside for that scary corner there. That
Alvarado
is for
somehow opened up a 2-second lead.
And that is a door bang from Carl and Heesh. Heesh a little bit of a flash. We get corkscrew camera as well now going.
Yeah.
Return for
everyone single file. Ooh, big send from Bruno heading into the corkscrew. Woolsey, we have a 3 wide going into the corkscrew. A couple door bangs here. But yeah, I know Mike Jackson's probably not going to be too happy. I wonder if he can possibly do a quick hit here.
Has right at the top of the corkscrew, Harbottle's Ferrari off onto the, just after the corkscrew, that next right-hander, there was some contact there, and Harbottle's Ferrari ended up in the sand off to the right, so he rejoins. And
all right, so I did call it. I think this is a great move here by Mike Jackson. He is going into the pits now, so he's going to take his pit now. Cold track, you can probably manage the tires for an hour in these temps, especially the Ferrari. I feel like he can probably do a pretty good job here. Get it out of the way, and now he just has clean track, reset his mentality from what happened in turn 1, and possibly make up a lot of positions this week.
Yeah, so he's gonna have clear track when he comes out, and that's probably gonna be his best friend for the remainder of the race. Unfortunately for him with that lap 1 incident, but he might be able to turn things around.
I got my eyes on the silver split here. Kimo got a great start. He's up to P5 overall right now. Castaldini. Oh, we got a logjam.
That's Jose Guzman that just got T-boned as soon as I switched over to him. I was trying to get Kimo, and it looks like
that was a shit rejoin.
We got 2 yellow flags in that area. Dylan Sauer is also facing backwards at the bottom of the hill leading up to the corkscrew, so I don't know if he lost it. We're going to need some replays, Joey.
So we do have
Joey
replay. Go ahead.
I do have Mike Jackson here. So Don Balaget kind of gets spooked by Jose and rotates Mike into
yeah, it's so unfortunate. Kind of a good recovery there. He managed to straighten the car up pretty good.
Yeah, he did have to check up though.
Carter's into the pits early.
Yep, Carter. Oh, that is a sad looking Porsche.
So Carter did T-bone Jose. I don't know if the yellow flags were out or not, but if they were, that might be on Carter. I think Jose was kind of just holding his brakes, sitting on the side. We are on the screen right now with a fight for P2. So Nick has checked out.
And yeah, Nick has checked out. He's got a 2.5 second lead. But Rados and Bison.
All right, let's see this.
Strong battle.
Okay. So
Sounds like we got another good replay.
Yep. So he loses it, and then this is Carter coming around. Jose actually comes off the brakes. Carter doesn't aim for the back of the car. T-bone.
Boom.
That is a T-bone. I wonder if the yellows were displayed. Unfortunately, that sucks for both the drivers. I'd say, especially.
Will be reviewed.
And that is a rough start for them. For P2, Andrew Rados and Danny Bises. So Andrew did lose the spot at the beginning of the race. The first few corners, Danny has taken that over. That fight is not over yet. I see Carl Big very close behind. We had Heesh that had a little bit of a door scrape with Carl on turn 7.
So we're going to have to do some research here, because I was looking at the silver split before all that last section happened. Chemo got a great start. He's in P6 overall and doing just fine. Castaldini's up to 2nd in silver with Moffat and then Robertson. So a lot of changes at the front of silver. Now Lukey has dropped down to 21st overall. He hasn't put in, so something must have happened to Lukey.
I don't know if I
can
saw
take a look
that.
here, see if I can find it.
Yeah, something went down, because last time I looked, he was still in that little grouping. I missed it, whatever it was, because there was so much happening there.
Yeah, I've also missed to see what happened to Dylan Sauer. We've actually just lost Dylan from the server, so I remember seeing him losing the car after the Jose Guzman incident.
So we got what, Dylan Sauer first? That happened first?
Yeah, let's get that.
We are checking. You're checking.
We're only 5 minutes into the race, and already so much has happened. I see Carlos Guzman dropping positions.
Did we lose Mike as well? I think we did, right?
Is that
well, he went to the pits, is he?
Yeah, Michael Lukey lost a few more positions, and it seems to be on the run up to the.
Oh. Okay. So this will be interesting to look at later here. So Dylan checks up here, and Muff coming and flying hot. We might have a possible yellow conditions incident here. So that's what happened to Dylan there.
Yeah.
What was the other one you wanted me to look at?
Lukey, just wondered what happened to Lukey, because he's now dropped all the way down. So something not happy about his Porsche.
Oh, okay. So immediately after all of that, we are back on board with Lukey. So he gets around Carter here. It looks like Max Dix has a moment ahead, and then Lukey does the exact same thing.
So Porsche Brakes does Porsche weird things.
There is a queue forming in the sand, sponsored by Sandbags Inc., Thiago Alves company, of Porsches trying to get back on track here.
Sponsored by Porsche as well, it looks like.
Yeah.
So the Porsche, I will say this, when I was testing that equipment yesterday, the good lap I did was in the Ferrari. I was driving the Porsche just to see what it was like around here. And I thought my setup that I had was probably a year out of date, so that may factor in, but I thought it was a bit of a wild ride, to be honest. So it's quick here, but it may be risky.
I feel like the Porsche is always that way.
Yeah, maybe.
We do have, so this battle up here, so Rick Simile, by the way, is up to P12 after all of what happened there. So still about 7 cars between him and Matt Melanson, so both drivers are doing just fine. I see Nick Kohout defending, so Nick is in defending from Joseph German. And German has Heslin right behind him trying to get past him so he can get through to Nick Kohout. So German right now is stuck in this little fight for silver for P5.
Yeah, absolutely.
And everything's happening. They're so close together. Jalen Jenkins, Will Brunner, Ryan Cody, and Kyle Heslin.
So Rados currently holds purple lap with a 21.6, and with a familiar view to last week, he has the giant ass of a GTR in front of him, owned by Danny Bison, which is going to be an absolute menace to try to get around. That thing is big. He is just a tiny Porsche.
It's just a
And
tiny
really
Porsche.
the only good place is are after long straights, which the GTR goes burr on. So this is going to be rough for Rados. I foresee a possible early pit by Rados to try to get around him, but it's not going to be easy. Looks like Carter has lost it in the corkscrew. Return to pits.
Carter has left the server. I was just about to switch over to him.
Yes, we've lost a few. I'm not showing Mike. So I know Mike Jackson went to the pits after that lap one incident. Yeah. I think we lost Mike as well, though, right?
Michael Wojcik.
Yes, I don't see him on.
Okay.
On the thing either. So yeah.
We also lost Wojcik and Carter now. So
yeah,
already a race of attrition.
Down to 28. Oh, we got a spin. Oh my word! Who was that? The BMW of Carlos Guzman just held on there at turn. I guess it's turn 2 that hairpin technically, because you have that kink.
We've got some Ferris mind games going on in the silver split. Kyle Heslin flashing Mr. Will in the Lamborghini as they head up into the kink. He's done this for a handful of corners now. Ferris, you'll be partial to God. He's not flashing quick enough, but he is flashing.
Yeah, you're flashing. That's good enough for me. I give you 10 out of 10. I can see side by side between Nick and Joseph German.
You'd love to see it.
Yeah, he really wants to get past. Touches. A little bit of a touch there, but Nick is going to lose a position now. He's side by side with Jalen Jenkins. He's going to keep the spot, though, and this battle is carrying on. Now, all the drivers...
And Will Bruner taps Jalen Jenkins heading into the final corner.
Whilst you guys were looking at that, I was watching Carlos Guzman, Wall, and Lukey battle it out, because Lukey had got back up to 23. There was a bit of a door bang between Guzman and Lukey ended up in the sand, so he's back down chasing Austin Wall now.
Sounds like I'm going to need a lot of alcohol for Wednesday. It's going to be a long night.
There should be quite a few incidents to look at. Yeah, I think so.
Everyone on review team, cancel any plans post review on Wednesday. We're going to be there all night.
I'm going to be sick,
guys. Maybe as late as Ferris and I playing League.
Doubtful. That's later than anything happens in the world. Rados keeps closing the gap to Bison. This is a familiar story. We've seen this a couple of times already this season, where Rados gets the gap down to 2 tenths, maybe a tenth, maybe 3, and then the GTR gets its wheel straight and off it goes. So we are seeing that happen again here, and it's going to be a really interesting battle.
We hate to say it, but hello, Mike in chat.
Hello, Mike in chat. Sorry about that.
Phil here. He is right. Things only happen when he shows up in chat to you. So. Michael.
I just switch over to Rick Simile, who's sideways blocking the pit entrance, and our drivers just managed to get around him. Matt Melanson is now ahead of Rick Simile, and Rick is
and there's contact between Austin Wall and Michael Lukey in the corkscrew with yellow flags. So I'm gonna go see what's.
Lukey's off. Everything's happening.
Is Lukey heading for the pits? Yes, he is. So yeah, I don't know what happened there, but that would be the second time through the corkscrew where Lukey had been forced off into the right-hand side. So we're definitely going to be looking at some of these incidents.
Oh my!
Oh, let's see it. What happened?
Oh boy!
I mean, you don't have to show it if you don't think it's.
Oh, that's not.
I've already clicked it.
So wait, how did?
I've already clicked it. No censoring. Oh,
interesting. Okay, so we have a Michael Lukey and Carlos Guzman touch, and then Wall loses it. Oh, so that was
trying to avoid him
for Austin there.
Yep. So I think Lukey must have picked up damage somewhere, because that Porsche just looks undrivable for him right now.
Yep.
I think there was also that contact that happened between him and
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. He found an opportunity here on the inside of Carlos, but then just started washing wide. There's nothing you can do. But yeah.
Vince Harbottle is right up behind Chris Turner now. Vince is trying to recover after going off around about lap 2, I think it was, where it might have been even the first lap, but he'd got sent off somehow into the sand. He's now trying to catch that. GTR looks bloody quick in a straight line.
It really is.
Once they get around that final corner, it really seems to take off, and we're seeing it with Danny and also with Chris here. So that's
Yeah, Michael Lukey comes out right in between Chris and Harbottle after his pit now. And I'm guessing Mike has probably repaired his damage. Ooh.
Maybe a fairly quick pit stop, I think, but let's see if he can rein that thing in for the rest of the race and get himself back up the order.
Yeah, I see Keem. Was that Nick Kohout? So Nick Kohout just lost a spot to Kyle Heslin. I don't know what happened there. He did go off track. There are no slowdowns in ACC, but there's warnings, so I'm not too sure if that just caught him off guard or he's lost too much time going into the sand. Tiago doing his thing.
Yep. I heard he put in the highest grit sand for the race today.
So this fight carrying on, I know that Nick does yield position to other class drivers, so it seems like he's doing just that right now for Max Diggs.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
And he's just trying to stay safe.
Oh no!
And as I say that,
Nick. Oh, and they go inside each other, which collects Will in the process. Yeah. Oh my
Bruno
God.
got collected in that, and now there's some more traffic coming around the corner. Hopefully everyone heeds the yellow flag warnings. It looked like they did. I mean, it's tricky because that's a hard braking zone for sure.
Yeah, that's
now
not
I
what you
got
want to see,
Milo's face all over my screen right now as I
Milo's face.
turn to Chris Turner.
That's right. I'm on top of Chris's car.
Yeah, let's put that on cam.
Oh God.
Oh,
there we
and
go.
Max Diggs return to pits, so he takes the fast track, and Max Diggs is gone for the race.
Oh, so we've lost
War of
another
attrition
driver.
around Laguna. This is reminding me, I think it was the last time I raced Laguna. Well, in the Pint was when we were doing those middle 45-minute sprints or whatever. So we had was that the Pint or was that something else? I don't remember. But we did 2 45-minute
We
sprints.
did do
M2s?
No, we did. We used to do sprints as well in the Pint. We were doing some.
Yeah. So it was
25
back
minutes.
to. I just remember it being 2 45-minute Laguna races, and I was just dead. Maybe it was a different series. I don't know.
Sure.
Yeah, we used to do. Ooh, that Porsche flash is really fast. I like it.
Alvarado just cooking out here. His fastest lap in the race is a 21.3, which is just nuts. It really is.
Maximum nap power.
Yeah. So far, uneventful race for Carl. Big. I think he'll be happy about that because I think it's been an up and down for 3 rounds so far for him, if you asked him. And so uneventful in P4 with space behind him and clear track ahead to try and catch up to Rados and Bison if he can.
I think there was just the initial touch that he's had with Heish in turn 7 on lap 1. I'm not sure if that is going to be a penalty on Carl or if that was a racing incident. But if it is, he's going to want to put as much time between him and Heish as possible. And I see
a lot of gaps have formed now. Really, Robertson and Moffat is fairly close. AMG Porsche battle about to ensue for 9th position.
I just saw 2 drivers disconnect, so we've lost Michael Lukey and Rick Simile as well just now. Something has happened to both drivers.
After such a great quali and such a great start to the race, I think he had as well. So I don't know what happened to Rick there, and Lukey's decided he's had enough of the Porsches.
Antics today.
Antics today, I guess, yeah. And so we're down to 24 drivers from 32, I think it was.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're dropping like flies today. Nighttime Laguna race is
rough.
Is rough. Yeah.
Yeah. This is where men are made.
It is like this is the perfect. This track should be on the list for adding lighting to, because it would be a beautiful night.
How did that happen?
Rados?
Wait. Can you get a replay? Because I didn't even see their times get anywhere near each other. I see a invalid last lap for Danny Bison. So Rados has gotten through. Probably a mistake from Danny.
But so Rados has got past Danny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder what happened there. That would be a...
Oh, we found it, boys.
Oh, we
GTR
found it. All right. We have
Ladies and
blue
gentlemen,
plate.
we got him. So coming into the left-hander, too much curb?
Oh,
Is that sausage curb?
Oh,
yeah, that'll do it.
That'll do.
That'll do it. And Rados is
Rados
just
says
past
thank
that
you.
way.
yeah, rare mistake from Danny allows
Yeah.
Rados into P2. So Alvarado, Rados, Bison, and that might allow Carl to catch up to Danny as well now, of course.
We'll have to see. So I'm not sure that Danny was taking any defensive lines really with Rados. He was just he was just making so much of a gap on the straights that I think he was doing just fine. I don't know if we'll. So Bison's fastest lap is a 21.8 and Carl's is a 22 flat. So still
It is, yeah.
a little bit of a speed difference between both drivers, but we'll see.
And interestingly, Danny was keeping Rados behind him despite Rados having a faster best lap as well by another 2/10. So, yeah, interesting. I think, you know, that shows that if we're talking 2/10 between them, that's you know, a good lap versus one small error in there.
Yeah,
and then
it
the
really
fight
is.
back
Yeah.
on.
It is tough to pass here as well. Yes, it's an extremely tough track to pass. Somebody that knows how to defend can put the car in just the right places and make it.
And that GTR is a wide body.
It really is.
So,
Yeah.
Oh, as I switch to hardball, I see a little tap between him and
Ooh.
Jalen Jenkins. He
Little
was trying to
smooth.
make a switch back, and thankfully,
A little
left
forbidden
it.
sniffing there, if you ask me.
Yeah. So the position is the same. I think that won't be much of anything, but
So out of the 24 drivers we've got left, now only 3 of them have pit so far because some of the other drivers that had already pit have since called it a day. So yeah, we're only 3 drivers have pit. We're heading for the halfway point in about 9 minutes time. And the pit stop strat's going to be important here, given what you guys have been talking about, how hard it is to pass.
yeah. And how hard it is to pass right now. Ryan Cody catching up to Will Brenner, that is right in front of him, who has pit. So Will has a blue flag. And, ooh, that is Nick Kohout just going wide after turn 7 there, trying to... That's turn 7, right?
Yeah, he was catching Ryan as well.
Still
that is
have a
turn
nice
7.
little battle here with Vince Harbottle and Jalen Jenkins in mid-pack silver split here. Porsche on Ferrari. It's taking it really, really close. You can
Funky
just see where the
Boy...
Porsche succeeds around here, though, which is basically everywhere. But
Yeah, it looks like he
Ooh,
just slid
Vince gonna
out
be looking
of
on the
that
inside here.
corner. They're going to go
makes
side...
the move side by side into the penultimate corner. They're going to hold on to it going into the final corner. Vince look for a possible over-under, but it just gets driven away by that Porsche on corner exit here, unfortunately.
A good attempt there from Vince, and we know that he can do it. We've seen Jenkins losing the car a little bit there, so we'll see if his tires are going to hold up. But we're 38 minutes left in the race, nearing the midway point. I wonder when we're going to start to see our drivers go in for their pits. Again, the undercut is good. If you can get ahead and keep the position, it's really hard to pass. Get the undercut done. As long as you can come out in clean air. The grid is looking fairly spaced out, though, so I don't know if that's it's difficult to time it.
Yeah, I'm back on board with Robertson right now. He's 3/10 off of Moffat.
Nick Kohout having another off in the kink. That corner not being kind to Nick at all in that Lamborghini.
Yeah, so Matt Melson makes the pass.
So yeah, Robertson, Moffat. This battle is fairly close, and Mark trying his best to get alongside Moffat. So the Porsche we know is good here. AMG, not so sure about. You've got Castaldini, Robertson, and Cody. They're all in a fairly similar position on track as well. They're only a couple of spots apart, all of them. So AMG trying to find a way past Moffat's Porsche.
Yeah, and Nick has decided to go into the pits early and is going for the undercut, and I believe is probably not very happy with the way his tires have been going. Funky Boy in chat has said the grid looks the grid is looking fairly even with the manufacturers now That's a
He's not
bright
wrong.
side, I guess, yeah. In a dark Laguna. Chemo is still leading silver, so now a 4-second gap to Castaldini.
Jose Guzman has an off, right? As some, no contact, just loses it on his own on the left-hander before the kink.
Oh, I'm not seeing any yellow flags, I guess.
Whatever
Thanks,
corner that
kudos.
is. Well, he's up to speed now, but yeah.
Yeah, Jose also having a rough go of things out there in the Porsche. So Porsche, fast but deadly, I think, is the...
It definitely is looking that way, yes. Yeah. I was just on board there with Harbottle, and it looked like he took a lot of... He cut through that corkscrew so much, the car was just bouncing all over the place. Did not look stable at all.
These two are catching Chris Turner as well now. So that GTR of Chris just ahead.
So their last lap,
Jenkins.
yeah, their last lap is second quicker than Chris is now. So they're definitely going to be fighting through this lap right now with him. We'll see what both drivers can do. Both.
Ryan Cody and Charlie King have both gone into the pits to get their stops done.
Rados has reeled in about a second or so off of Nick's lead here over the past handful of laps. Currently was a second quicker last lap than Nick. So not sure if Nick is coasting a little bit, had an incident, but Rados finding some pace to try to catch up.
I wonder if we're going to start seeing some P1 fights after the initial checkout. That he's had Chris going wide into the corkscrew. That's going to let Jalen Jenkins get a little bit closer, and Harbottle now is going for the defensive line.
Mike Jackson with the onboard request with Nick Alvarado. If you want, I can put that on my screen.
Let's get that side by side going. Yes.
Yeah, as you were talking about that, Vince Harbottle got past Jalen Jenkins. Jenkins got a poor exit out of the corkscrew. I think he had a little wobble and had to make a correction, which included lifting, and it allowed Vince to get past. So that battle that's raged on will continue.
Yeah.
And there you go. So you're on board with Nick Alvarado here as he crosses the start-finish line with Jose Guzman as a blue flag ahead of him.
Yeah, actually, let me get Alvarado's car in so we can have the noise, and you go for another camera. So let's see. Switch to your camera.
Switch my camera?
Yeah.
What battle we want?
We want any battle.
Any battle?
Any battle.
Let's do Chris Turner with Vince Harbottle and Jim Jenkins as Mark Robeson heads into the pits as well. So Chris has Vince behind him with Jalen Jenkins behind Vince. So I guess I probably missed it, but Vince got around Jalen at some point.
Yeah, right as we were about to get the onboard started.
Yeah, I was doing the call on that one, and it was just a lift by the Porsche. That was all. Jalen again wobbling as he comes out the corkscrew, and that section is making him struggle a little bit. He's lost another second. So Vince using that to get past Chris at the hairpin on the last corner, and now Vince is up to P13. So a good couple of laps for Harbottle.
Yeah. I gotta say, Nick's corkscrew does not look safe at all.
Does
looks
Nick
scary.
ever look safe when he drives? No.
I don't think so.
What do you expect from a man that stands while he races?
He really is flying, yeah. But he doesn't look safe. But his hairpin looked understeery and then just sideways to me. And all the
Don
noises.
Bellinger going into the pits here. He's going to look for an undercut over Chemo and possibly catch Heesh.
Yeah, so the battle's starting to thin out a little bit after our quite a few contacts actually that we've had. A lot of door banging and then quite a few little actual real contacts. Mostly seeing an even number between our gold drivers and silver drivers. 2 contacts with Rick, who's unfortunately left us today. So I believe that initial T-Bone, is that Rick involved in it? I believe he was, yeah.
The T-bone was Jose and
Jose,
Carter.
Jose and Carter. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm professional here.
Yep. So as we start hitting the halfway point here, we're starting to see some of the pits come in.
Yeah, Jalen Jenkins
Yep,
coming out
on
right
Matt,
next to Nick
Kyle,
Kohout.
Joseph.
Yeah, Belanger, Kyle Heslin, German, and Matt Melson all into the pit for their tire change. Nicholas still leading now by 3 seconds, so Rados is starting to reel him in just a little bit more, and the gap to Beisden is has increased to 8 seconds. Carl is not all that much behind, so just 5 seconds. Last lap is just about the same. He's a 10th quicker. We'll see if he can start reeling him in. This might come down to the pit stop. Just who can miss the pit stop by a millimeter.
Yeah, Moffat in the pits, Melanson's in the box as well. Just leaving, in fact, and yeah, all changed. So we're in that lull in between the action.
Yes, Matt Melanson is coming out right next to that David Miller. No, David Miller is just a few seconds behind. Oh, in front. Sorry. So Matt Melanson right now sitting behind Ryan Cody, who's flashing his rain light. Love it.
I wonder who he learned that from.
I mean, I think he's just turned it on. And Rados in P2 has gone into the pits exactly at the halfway point. Keep flashing your rain lights, boys. I love it. Speaking of flashing the rain lights, Joseph German right now is in front of Kyle Heslin with his rain light on, and it's flashing, so I love to see it. This is currently the closest battle on track. It is not for class position, but these two drivers are both recovering, I believe.
I mean, German's fastest lap is about half a second quicker than Heslin's. So if he can get that beamer going,
yeah, he might get off here, but Heslin, I mean, it looks like Heslin might have gotten a little bit more practice with the track during his first few laps, and is starting to look a little bit quicker. He's keeping up with Joseph German. And that line is looking very
There's going to be an
neat.
interesting moment here for. Oh.
Joseph German loses the car.
he does. At that left hand, it was just after the right-hander. Did he catch the exit? It can happen.
He hit the wall. I'm not sure his line didn't look all that horrible, but the car just lost it. I do remember seeing him in chat before the race started saying that the BMW is pretty undrivable here.
Yeah,
but that is looking rough for him after his pit stop as well. Not exactly what you want to see.
Bison, Alvarado, Big, Heesh, all into the pits for the top four.
Yeah.
Yep. So Rados's pit stop was 32 seconds stopped, minute and 2 total. So we'll see if he gains any time here on Nick. It looks like he's going to gain. This is going to be close coming out of the pits. Nick Alvarado a 35 second stop. So there's 3 seconds right there. So this is going to be close.
This is going to be really close.
We could have a side-by-side battle with Nick and Rados.
Yeah. Get us Nicholas.
The last corner now and hits the start-finish straight. And let's see.
Get us a camera of Nicholas coming out of the pits.
The pit exit is pretty awkward. Rados is through. Rados is through, but Alvarado has that inside loop still.
Yep. So this is going to be side by side.
And
there's Rados.
Rados is through.
Rados is through, so a great pit stop for Rados gets him ahead of Alvarado.
Yep, so 3 second pit stop slower for Nick Alvarado, and that's what did it.
That'll 100% do it, but Nick is not done here, so Nick still has the fastest lap of the race, and I thought that was Rados for a second. That is Carlos Guzman getting out of the way. MVP right there.
Yeah, for real.
And our battles are starting to happen again. Joseph German, Matt Melanson, Nick Kohout, and Jalen Jenkins all so close together
Nick
at the corkscrew.
saving that Lambo in the corkscrew. That was a hell of a save by Nick there. What a wobble. Man, I can't believe he saved that. That's not easy to do.
Chemo getting around Bruno for P10 overall.
So
And
something
P4
happened.
class.
Something happened to Chemo
Yeah,
because
so-
he was leading silver,
Yeah, he was
and
comfortably leading silver.
Roboson is ahead now.
Chemo had a. Did he have damage?
Maybe
He had a
they're-
1:09 pit stop,
Oh yeah, he
Which
must
might
have.
have had
is significantly slower than Robeson, who was a 1:09.
Yeah, he must have repaired. But I think
Must have some
Chemo will
damage.
be happy with his pace. You know, like if he's repaired the car, maybe he can get back up to
Yeah.
full pace. And,
Oh, it looks like there was contact between Chemo and car 84. So Don?
Don Belanger, maybe.
So I wonder what happened.
Interesting. Alvarado half a second behind Rados, and
catching.
this
We
could
do
be
have.
spicy.
Yeah, we do have. So Harbottle and Chris Turner both into the pits for their pit stop, and the final order, as of right now, is in. Mark Robeson still leading silver. We do have Moffat and Castaldini giving us a really good show out here.
Bad news for Rados. With Alvarado right in his tail, is he's hit traffic as well now. So, yeah, this is going to be spicy. Nick all over his rear, and he's got to work his way past
Come on, Nick.
some other drivers. So, trying to work out exactly where they are in the field.
So I went back and looked. It was just a small touch by Don. There was nothing. It didn't look big on screen. So I don't know if he had something from something else. But yeah. So
Harbottle into the pits now. So that's going to be his stop done once he goes in.
So the fight's starting to happen again. Moffat, this is the fight for silver P3, and we also have the fight for P1 overall. Rados in traffic, and this is going to be now interesting because Nick can attack, and they're going to be slowed down by the back markers right now.
Yeah.
Both drivers are significantly faster. They're going to try and make their way around. That is, who is that ahead of
yeah,
them? I don't
And
recognize
that
the car.
was
Alvarado cannot
Jalen Jenkins that
afford-
just got around.
Yeah, Alvarado cannot afford to sit back. Like, if Rados goes, he's going to go.
Yeah, Nick is on the fresher tires. But just one lap though.
Charlie
Yellow
King
flag.
has died in the kink. Not sure what happened there.
Kinky.
Oh, and Muff makes a big move on the inside of Bruno.
We have a
Might
little
have been
flash there
contact.
from Bruno.
Yep, there was contact. I think. Actually, no contact. So big move by Muff there on the inside. Gets it to stick.
So Alvarado and Rados have now caught up to Nick Cahoon. I suspect Nick will move out the way once he gets on this next short straight, maybe.
Unless someone
Yeah,
paid him.
there it is.
Yeah, he does.
There it is. He moves over, allows the
Yeah.
race leader and number 2 through, and this battle is going to rage on. And
Yeah.
probably, Nick took a little bit of sand there, almost lost it. Good save by Alvarado, but it did cost him some time. You can see there's more of a gap there now. It went from about 2/10 to 6. So
Yeah,
I'm going to, if you want to do a side-by-side, I got the
Let's-
Bruno Muff. This is going back and forth, so Bruno got it back on Muff. So yeah, we'll see if this keeps brewing. They have
Bruno.
behind them, I'm not sure.
oh my
man.
god.
Get him out of here. Just get out of here.
Milo, are you a dad or something?
Absolutely.
You got a
3
shotgun.
times.
3 times world champion, I see.
Yeah.
So we have an interesting moment in this battle with Bruno and Muff. We have Jose Guzman behind them, who is a gold driver who's, very quick. I'm curious to see if he just lets this play out or if he tries to unlap himself, get involved.
My guess would be the latter. but I guess
we'll see.
shall see.
Only time will tell.
Bruno kind of kicking into an extra gear here. Oh, Carl, big no. With a back marker moment.
Oh, he's lost the position to Heesh. I'm not sure what happened there. Who is that with him? I think Will Brunner.
Heesh goes through. And
That is Will Brunner.
Can we get a replay of that? Carl's likely to have damage, I assume, there as well.
Yeah, that is. He was just having a nice, quiet race. I think it was Mike who was saying, maybe Carl can just get away with having a quiet race for once.
Yes.
Unfortunately, not the case here. So I do have the replay up. Not sure what happened. Will.
All right. Let's see that again.
Yeah.
That is
so
unfortunate.
Will a little slow being held up by, it looks like Vince. Carl trying to get on the inside.
Ooh.
Just on the throttle. Causes a tap that one.
And the car just goes the other way.
That was ACC physics right there. That shouldn't have happened.
That is really odd physics, collision physics right there, because it was the tiniest of contact. Yeah, very weird.
Yeah, the lap car did let off. I'm wondering if he let off to try and let him through, but not on the ideal position.
We have a battle right now for P1 in silver. If you want to switch to Robertson and Chemo.
Who's just gone off track as soon as I switch over?
Yeah, Chemo's going to make a move, tries to on the outside. Robertson holds the inside in the AMG. This is through the last corner, and now it's a drag race down the start, finish straight towards turn 1.
Oh, this is going to be close.
This is going to be really good. The Porsche on the inside, so Chemo will have the inside into turn 2. And he uses it beautifully.
Wow.
Really nice line by Chemo, and he will retake the lead, which he did have prior to the pit side.
As he goes wide here, Mark Robertson going to be back side by side as they head into
the scary corner.
Into the second sector here. Still side by side as we head into, what is that, turn 7, right? This is turn 7?
This is 6.
This is 6?
I believe.
Whatever.
Still on the inside
corner.
Chemo, though.
All right, now, this is where men are made. Does someone back out? Or did they make Chris Turner proud? They're going to make Chris proud. They're going to go too wide.
Robertson goes, actually, no, you know what? Chemo did back out, and it's going to allow 2 other drivers to pass.
And there is contact in the slidey. Which one is that? That is Moffat. That has gone
Moffat
to the side.
Moffat is
Bruno taps Muff. Muff goes off.
Ooh.
Yeah, so you see, Chemo did the same thing. He kind of backed out, but then the other 2 right up the outside. It was 3 wide going into the corkscrew entry, and probably not the smartest thing to do here at Laguna, but it's done, and now Chemo will have to settle back in and try to catch Robertson, which he showed he can do. He's done it once already.
So Moffat has lost out on
the awkward. Oh God.
Moffat has lost out on that. Unfortunately for him.
Chemo's in that now Chemo's got that awkward situation of, I want to attack, but I also need to be able to defend. Don't make anything too crazy on my attacks to cost me this position that I already have.
He is pushing really hard. You can see there he's going right to the edge of the track. It looks like he might be slowed down as well from that. I think on the last lap he didn't really back out, but he just had to check up a lot more because his line was so shallow into 7. I think if he would have tried to move over a little bit and squeeze Robertson, that might have given him a better chance at keeping the position, but ultimately you don't want to die. 17 and a half minutes to go. That is going to be about 20 laps. What am I saying? 14 laps on this track. Right?
Yeah, I'm like, wait, is this an extended race we're doing this evening?
Yes.
Alvarado Rados battle continues. Still half a second between them. So since they've got rid of the traffic, Rados has kept it right around 5, 6, 7 tenths. So we'll be keeping an eye on this one, but the race is on between the 2 Porsches.
Do we have a replay? Do we want to show a replay of?
Yeah, we do have the replay here.
Let's see what happens. So
this is so you have Chemo and Mark Chemo lets off. Bruno comes up on the outside. Muff goes on the inside. And then we have a touch here that rotates Muff off into the sand.
Barely a touch.
That one's going to be a nice discussion on Wednesday, I think.
I mean, it's
I feel like
risky, very, very high risk by
From everyone.
sticking it in there.
Except Chemo.
Yeah.
Chemo is the only one that took this whole situation safe.
Yeah, I do see. So Bruno and Chemo are battling it up again. So Mark Roberson is starting to make a bit of a gap. He's 1.7 seconds away now from Chemo. Bruno is right up behind Chemo. And from the fastest laps of all the drivers right now, I see that actually Roberson has the fastest one. So he might be able to check out and keep that P1 in silver.
Yep.
15 minutes to go. If Chemo does have to keep defending from Bruno, this might be it for Roberson. He might, unless he makes a mistake, he could keep the position. And then we'll have an interesting
battle going on for P15 overall. Matt Mellison has non-try-hard Chris Turner behind him, and Chris has Vince Harbottle behind him. So little battle going on back here between some silvers and bronze. But
Yeah,
Matt
Vince
definitely has the pace to have this battle.
yeah. I mean, Vince's best lap is a second quicker than the 3 drivers ahead of him almost. So he will want to be getting past as quickly as he can because he's still in recovery mode, obviously.
It looks like he is trying to make a move there into the final corner. Chris unfazed by the little nose in.
Also pointless because once they hit the straight, that GTR is saying goodbye.
Yeah, it really is.
He's going to have to do the work, in the the infield part of the track. Definitely not on this start-finish straight.
Yep. Bruno back down to 0.2 away from Chemo in the straight coming up, the main straight. If he can get a good run, this might be it for Bruno getting past Chemo. 0.3 between the 2 drivers.
Good exit from Chemo, I think. The Porsche looks like it got a decent enough
Yeah, it really did.
exit, and this is where he'll have to utilize those Porsche. Porsche looks really nice through turn 2 there.
Yeah, side by side, we just saw Harbottle and Chris Turner go through turn 7, and Harbottle is going to get ahead thanks to that. Chris kind of backing out a little bit. Drive to survive for Chris.
Joseph German, he has another. Oh, there's somebody. They just drove past a Porsche that was spun. I didn't see a yellow flag.
It looks like that was Muff.
That was Muff.
Yeah, I think you're right. That was German and Guzman, anyways. I was saying they just passed Muff, who'd spun. This at least is a battle for these two. They've not had a great day. Clearly, they're way down the field, and they're both gold drivers. But at least they have each other to battle. As German's BMW gets a bit loose on the rear end.
Just how you like it. And Jose Guzman is gonna go a little deep into the corkscrew, but is gonna keep the position. So I mean, oh my God, you can just see how many times German is tapping the brakes there to try and keep the car.
Yeah.
We do have a battle brewing in the gold split. Carl Bick has caught up to Heish after that moment with the back marker. Earlier, Carl Bick was looks like 0.8 quicker than Heish last lap. So Carl putting it down the laps to try to get this position back.
Yeah, since Carl had that contact, his best lap time is now a 22 flat as well. So maybe it bent the Ferrari body
driving a little angry.
It gave him a little bit more downforce.
Yeah, maybe he's got a little more grip somewhere because of the odd-shaped bodywork. But who knows? But yeah, no, Carl is right there with Heish. So this will be a good battle.
I'm putting it side by side. We also have Joseph German trying to make the move on Jose Guzman, and we saw a little slide there as soon as I swapped over to him, turn 5, and he's gonna slot back behind Jose Guzman. So this battle is still going on, and it's gonna keep going. It looks like for a little while. Both drivers similar pace. That BMW is not looking safe at all as well.
I think the Beamer has it at the bottom of the hill because you can really. What the Beamer can do is that corner that I was talking about earlier with you, Like, he can take that left-hander a little better. The Porsche, it's very, very nervy through there, I think.
Yeah.
Like, so it looks, that's twice now he's had to shift over on that run up the hill. So I wonder if he lines this up, maybe he could get a move done into the corkscrew.
Maybe. So Harbottle does get through Matt Melanson, and now Matt, I don't think Matt really defended all that much. If he just keeps it up now, he is winning the bronze split and having a significant amount of points to go. Oh, it looks like he's missed his braking, almost kills Harbottle. Oh, that must have been a really Code Brown moment there for Vince.
Yeah, no kidding.
I know, I pretty much shit my pants every time I see someone miss their brakes behind me.
Again,
because you just know that there's nothing you can do. You just pray. You pray that they make avoidance.
Yeah, Harbottle's best lap is better than about 5 or to 6 drivers ahead of him. Like, I don't know if he could, in the next 10 minutes, get that far up the field, but if he can put down his best lap times, he is quicker than quite a few drivers ahead of him. So yeah. So
Nick Kohout 2.5 seconds ahead. Jalen Jenkins about 5 seconds ahead of him. He might be able to start catching. Carl Big, we did see while we were on the side-by-side, lost a little bit of time. It looks like, right as I switched to him, he's going super wide. 8/10 from Heesh. Nick Alvarado not really making up all that much ground that he wants on Rados. Is just about half a second. Is sticking around that gap. His last lap and Rados' last lap are pretty much identical, down to the thousandths. And we have a battle brewing up as well. So this fight, Chemo and Castaldini, still continuing on for P2 and silver. We have 2 fights for one fight for P2, one fight for P1 in gold, and for Matt Monson, it is a nice calm P1 for the bronze class. Gian says wiggling the rear. Yeah. Love it.
Yes,
Castaldini going deep in turn 7.
Right, German again trying to make a move on Jose Guzman. Gaps about 4/10 to Beamer through that left-hander that we talked about. This time looks like Jose got a good run, so they're going to go into the corkscrew.
Looks like Jose's overshooting it just a little bit, and German has a little bit of an easier time out of the corkscrew, but Jose is better on the following corners.
I mean, you'd expect the Beamer. It's always been so safe. I know he said it's not good here. Maybe it's just because Laguna, you kind of want to be able to throw the car around a bit more.
Oh, and he gets a good exit there. Jose really checking up on the final corner. They're so close to each other right now, but Beamer's just not able to catch the Porsche. That is surprising to me.
Yeah, I mean, that might be where the Porsche's bop helps, because I think it's at -40, right?
Oh, is it?
I think so.
Yeah.
The BOP.
For the Porsche it is, yeah. So Chemo has started to create a gap to Bruno behind, and gained 3/10 on Mark. So maybe that fight's not quite over yet. We'll see.
Yeah, second
As Carl
between
still
1,
tries to
2.
battle with Heesh.
We got a Beamer facing backwards. Is that German?
That is Joseph German.
That is Joseph German. We were just on board with him.
Yeah.
And there was contact.
Ooh.
Maybe.
Replay time.
Yeah, but he's going to run really wide, get out the way of Danny Bison there, who heads on through in P3. So Danny firmly in a podium spot, 15 seconds behind the front 2, but 20 seconds in front of P4. So Danny cruising. All
right, let's see what happens.
What?
Oh, you go back.
I'm sorry.
It's it's slidey BMW. It's the wiggling that we've been seeing every other lap. Not the same corner, but that car does not look safe at all. And it might have just gotten him just enough this time. I see Matt Melanson going super wide out of turn 7, letting Chris and Austin Wall through. Both are getting ever so close right now. 6.5, 7 minutes ago.
It has to be a setup issue for me for the Beamer there. If it's having
I think so.
Like, it has to be a setup issue, because
It's like one of the safest cars.
It's safe.
But somehow German has made that car deadly. Ever since I've seen him drive it, somehow he has made that ass wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
It is like, if anything, yeah, it should be understeery a little bit at times, but it should be planted.
Yeah.
It's always felt that way to me, and I drove it for at least 2 Pint Series. Obviously, I know a lot of updates and things have happened since then, but
it wiggles.
It does
jiggle,
both.
jiggle, jiggle. It wiggles.
I switch over to Harbottle, who's just made a move on Nick. How it was so quick. I think Nick might have gone way too deep into turn 2, and that is going to be a position for Vince. So
with 6 minutes to go,
6
Chemo
minutes
has got the gap to Robertson back down to under a second for the first time since the
Oh.
whole gaggle of cars met each other.
Nick gets the move done on Rados, and now they're side by side on the front straight. What? What?
It was
we
just
might
so quick. Rados does get the position back, though. A switch back. It looks like Rados might have taken a super defensive line. I was looking at the gap and decrease ever so slightly. And then it just
And Nick's gonna go on the inside.
Almost with an over-under. Now they're bumper to bumper through turn 3.
a little bit of
and there's gonna be a
contact.
touch, and Nick's gonna lose it. He's gonna save
Alvaro
it.
holds
Oh
it.
my god.
And I reckon Rados will lift it as well, just to make sure they can continue as they go through turn 4. That was spicy, but you know what? I guess it's to be expected.
Oh yeah.
Thank you for redeeming that, Gian. Next time I'll give you a live one. How about that?
We got 5 minutes to go. 2 tenths between P1 and 2 right now. We have 3 tenths between P5 and 4.
Spicy
Under
stuff
a second now for P1 in silver, and everything's happening again. The last 5 minutes of the race, it's always such a crazy time. Everybody just gets
Carl
back
Biggs
together.
Still looking for P4, sniffing Heesh ahead of him as Heesh goes past Harbottle, I believe. So they're lapping. Yeah, it is indeed.
Oh,
As we were saying at the start, great racing here at Laguna always. Not a lot of opportunities to make the passes, so it's all about properly positioning yourself for those opportunities.
yeah, and now
Don't
Carl
get
is
too aggressive at first, set it up,
Vince
give yourself
goes
some time.
deep. Oh my word, that was close.
Yeah, so that was a bullfight for Vince and Carl. Like, you could see him being a little bit frustrated. They're not able to pass, and
Yeah,
just,
I mean, it cost him 4/10 roughly. So
yeah, we have seen Carl though make up the gap a little bit ever so slightly, and it looks like he's already down. Now he's back up to 7 tenths, just within the toe. We'll see if he can make the gain up ground again. Nicholas now 4 tenths behind Rados. So after all of that,
a back marker as well.
yeah.
So there is some traffic ahead. 3 and Nick's lost it at the left-hander. And that is probably going to kill that battle. Nick back on track, but he hits the wall in a big way. I'd probably... Yeah.
Has been Lala.
Poor things.
It's
Poor
Binala.
things.
Indeed, that was not what I expected to see right when switching back to Nick, and it's all happened in with 3 minutes to go, so 3 laps.
Well, I mean, they'd really kicked up the fight a notch there over the last couple of laps, and then, yeah, Nick, unfortunately, car 7, yellow flag.
Yeah,
German again on the exit of the corkscrew.
Unfortunate.
German probably is just like, please,
Let
the
this end.
slowest 3 minutes of his life right now.
Let this end, please.
So now our battle is whether or not Carl can make back this position.
Nick,
on
you
Hughes.
baboon. I'm pretty sure that Nick has forgot the pressures. It's all happening. We also did lose Nick Kohout during all of that. I'm not sure what happened there.
23, so we lost 9 drivers in the race of attrition that is Laguna at night.
It really is. Chemo.
And Chemo gets the pass done on Robeson, who ran out of fuel.
No, Mark.
He is in the pits.
Roberson is in the pits. Yep.
Oh, Mark.
And I think he is.
That is going to be costly that's going to be costly in the championship for Mark. Although Lukey is a DNF as well. So
Wow.
Robertson will still get points, will he, for 80%?
Yes, 80% of the race distance, you get points, and he has done 80%.
So Robertson is safe as far as that goes, because Lukey's a DNF, and I don't think he will get points, but Robertson will. So expect Robertson to take the lead in the Silver Championship.
And we see the pass done by Carl on Heesh, but a contact on the exit of the corkscrew. 2 laps to go. Carl is facing the wrong way, and his car is turned off. Oh, that is not what you want to see, and he's gonna... Right as I switch over to him, getting the pass done, Don gets through, and that is going to be that battle over as well for Heesh and Carl. I'm not sure if it was a racing incident or it looked like the move was so well executed.
Can we have a look at the replay of that?
Yeah,
one?
can we get another angle on it?
I'd love to. I missed it, so I'd love to see what happened.
What happened? Robertson comes out in P14, so behind Vince.
Yep. So he could try and go for...
All right, so I have the replay here.
Up.
I think.
Yeah, it's right at the corkscrew.
Yep, this is it. So yeah. Oh, no.
Oh. Just clipped him.
Just clipped him on exit.
Definitely installed it.
The move was done. The move was done and clean, and then he was clipped. So yeah, we're gonna have to.
And then there goes Don.
So that is unfortunate for Carl after such a clean, quiet, early first part of the race. Chemo will get P1. Final lap of the race started. Nicholas is still behind Rados, and he's just lost that gap. So he doesn't look like he's really taking the clean lines now. He's been eating curbs every single time I've looked at him.
Yeah.
Castaldini, 6/10 from Chemo. So this is the final battle that's going to keep going on until the end of the race for P1 and Silver. They have another lap.
Yeah. After this one?
Yes.
Oh, we got another yellow flag. 129.
Jose Guzman is off.
He is.
So Rados, your race leader, coming around the corkscrew one last time as he heads into the final few corners of this race at Laguna. Holds off Nick.
I'm sorry, where?
Laguna.
Thank you. Bruno pushing Chemo into turn 2 for the last time. Final lap, as you said.
As Andrew Rados crosses the line, wins here at Laguna, and shows Nick who is the new daddy of New World. If only Nick actually practiced and took him to Gapplebee's, but Nick living the best life right now, so you love to see it. Rados P1, Nick P2, Danny Bison takes home final podium position.
Yeah. So Bruno and Chemo in the fight right now. They're heading up the hill towards the corkscrew. This is the battle for Silver 1 and 2. And I think if the Porsche of Chemo can just keep this on the track, he might be okay. It's just as a Porsche, so you just never know. Now, I was in the practice server. Chemo was there yesterday. He'll be really pleased with this because he was quite concerned with how fast the other Porsches were around him. So for him to win silver today, I reckon he'll be pretty chuffed.
Pretty chuffed.
So he crosses the line with Bruno taking home P2.
Great stuff, Bruno. And Moffat will take a podium as well. So Chemo and Moffat, close buddies. And Moffat will take P3.
Everything has happened.
And Matt Mellinson won bronze, taking home P1, but Dave Miller taking home P2, the only 2 surviving bronze drivers at the end of this race.
Yeah. Well,
it's all happened.
Laguna, and it is always action-packed.
Sorry, Milo, what was that? Where are we at?
I've not done it once this stream. You want me to do it?
Yeah, you got to do it.
Really?
You got to do it.
Hang on. I have a better I have a better idea. Give me a second. Hello, Nicholas. Where are we today?
Lagoon.
Thank you very much.
Perfect.
Perfect way to end the
Absolutely
race.
perfect.
So Rados, Alvarado, Bison for our race winners in gold. Chemo, Castaldini, and Moffat for silver, and we did not get the podium filled up in bronze class, so we have Melanson and Miller that get P1 and 2. Rick is not going to get points for this. He's not received 80% race distance. He's not completed, sorry, 80% race distances. That is going to be it for Laguuuuuuna today.
Man.
What a
Yep,
packed
and,
race.
What a
And,
race.
quite a few, a lot of attrition.
Like Joey said earlier, penalty review team, get your schedules cleared for whatever night we do it, because it will be somewhat busy. I mean, nothing too egregious, but many contacts to look at. I guess you'd expect at Laguna. It's just one of those tracks, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. It happens.
A great race, regardless. A little bit of attrition, lots of drivers that just died, unfortunately. So
Yep.
that is going to be us for this week. Where are we going next time around? I should totally know this.
Yes.
Barcelona. So next week we
Barcelona,
have a
and
moist.
I think it's light wet.
It is
it's a little
lightly moist.
Barcelona is next
So a little bit of info here. Nick showing his pit stop. He had the first pit stall. So his car was at a 45-degree angle when he got into his pit stall. So that is why it took so long.
Oh, that makes sense.
I'll be at Barcelona with you guys, and then I'm going home for a couple of weeks, so I'm going to miss rounds
Enjoy your time.
6 and 7, I guess, unless we have a weird week off somewhere, which I don't know about.
I think we have every week for this season, so that we can avoid some of the holidays in between the next one.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Yep. So Barcelona, then we're off for, I believe, Mother's Day. And then we're back the following week at Hungary.
Oh, we are. Nice.
Oh, we are. So I'll only miss one race then.
Yeah.
Perfect.
There you go.
Perfect.
Well,
All
look at
right.
that.
And with
Like,
that,
I could always sign in from abroad.
oh,
Maybe.
Ooh.
I might do that. We'll see.
I expect like full British.
I
if you
expect to hear Mama
are-
Milo.
My accent definitely thickens up when I go home because obviously I'm surrounded by people. So
Yeah. You can't sound Canadian when you go over there, right? Or you just get absolutely roasted. So you gotta up the
I will
British.
get roasted anyway because, it's going to happen regardless. I can promise you. So.
Well, a great race from everybody. Thank you guys very much for joining us. Anything else to say, Milo? We're gonna miss your skin on skin.
Yep.
Yes, that's right. But don't worry.
We'll be back.
There's always more.
Yep.
But I'm gonna leave you hanging. No, not right now. You have to want more. You see. All right. Have a good one, guys. Thank you so much.
See you next week.
Okay. Yep.
Bye bye.